Hello, I'm Karen, and in today's video I am sharing how to make the alphabet flower. It's the alphabet flower because it's got a total of 26 pieces. If you've watched my other video, I did show you how I was beginning to make it, and it needed some improvements, and now I've done that so it's much more sturdy. And the inspiration behind this particular flower is from the Queen Elizabeth I portrait by Nicholas Hilliard, and it's called the Pelican portrait. I don't know if you can see it, but if we see here, this flower here, that is the flower that I'm working with. Okay, so, and you need to make all of these pieces to be able to do the blanket that I'm working on. And I'm going to be honest, this final one here is advanced crochet. Okay, so we're going to start off with the smallest piece and build up so you can see how it all works. So just put that to one side. Because I'm using a pale yarn to start off with, I'm just going to bring this over so you can just see. I'm using some double knit yarn. I've got petal and some alder yarn and a 4mm crochet hook. So we're starting off with the smallest petal. So leave your hook, leave your tail end about 1.5 hooks to 2 hooks long at the beginning, and begin with a twist. And so this one we're going to start off with chaining 5. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to pinch it 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So technically you're working into the 6th stitch if you're coming back. So with these ones, we're using the yarn over as our guide rather than the names of the stitches. So we're going to go in, yarn over once, twice, 1, 2, 3. So you can see we're increasing in the sizes of stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in English terminology, the first stitch is a double crochet, a half treble, a treble, a half double treble, and a double treble at the end. And in the end, so this particular piece here, I'll show you, I've got a piece that I've already made. There was a bigger piece. And so in this end stitch, we need, end chain, sorry, we need to have a total of 10 of these stitches. So the way to remember it is how many chains you start is how many stitches you do in your final chain, okay? It's just, I'm just trying to give you tips just to make it be easy as possible for you if you do attempt to make the blanket, which hopefully I'll be able to do videos shortly on that and share my research with that one as well. So let's have a look. How many stitches have we got in this circle? So that stitch is definitely in the circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And then we're going to work down. So we're still going yarning over twice. We're working where we've already worked. So we've got 2, 3, 4, and this one is half bit, so that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then 1 into the end, which is a slip stitch. And you're going to cut off your tail end and leave it about the same sort of length because you're going to need that for sewing in. And you're just going to pull that bit through. Then you're going to get your, you pull that a little bit tighter. Don't pull it too tight, otherwise you can't get your hook through. So you're going to go into the middle, and we're going to be counting the times that we yarn over as we do this bit down the middle. So that's 1. Into the next one is, oops, 2. I'm trying to show you where I'm going so you can see it. I don't normally hold my yarn this way around. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this bit that you've pulled through there, you're going to pull that bit through the back, that one that you've worked down the middle, because that one you're going to be sewing in into this section here. Okay, and this tail end is what you're going to be using to sew your pieces together. Okay, so that's the smallest petal. So next one we're going to increase. So because we're increasing and we're going to have a bigger bit there, still remember, if you leave your hook up, your tail end about 1.5 hooks, 2 hooks long, you make sure you have plenty. Okay, so this one we're going to begin with a twist again. So this one is a total of 12 chains, but we're going to pinch at number 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pinch, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this has always got a chain of 5 at the end. So this is the 6th stitch. So we're going into there. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to yarn over 3 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, because we're always going to do a pull through 3 at the end before we do the whole stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this piece here, there, is actually this piece here, or that piece there, depending which way around. That piece, yeah. That is the alphabet doily that I did. So if you want to learn how to do that, obviously go and watch that video. And I explained to you as well where I found the actual crochet pattern for this. So now, because we did a chain of 12 for this particular one, we've now got to work 12 pieces in the end. Whoops, a daisy, my yarn's getting tangled. Into the end of the last chain. So we're doing 12 in this one. And so you need all of these pieces that I'm showing how to make. If you go and watch the Easiest Tudor Rose video that I've done, it will explain to you how to then finish them off to turn them into the petals, to be able to turn it into the Tudor Rose, which I do believe I've got a bigger version of one that I've done. I'll just bring it over a minute. That is my first ever go, so that button's a little bit wrong there, but that's what the Tudor Rose is about. And we're going to need all of those pieces and the actual we've got an extra piece as well. Actually, I've got a surprise piece to actually share with you how to make. Right, okay, so I'm just going to have a stop and a count to see how many stitches I've got into the end. So you've always got to make sure that you count in the ones that's in the actual end stitch and not this one by accident. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 3 more to do. So I'm just going to count those as I go. Oops. Okay, that was stitch number 10. This one will be 11. I'm just going to double check because I trust myself. It's 12. Right, okay, so we can see that one's actually got quite big because of the way we've worked, but don't worry. 1, 2, 3. So into this next stitch here, this one can get tighter as we work along. Okay, so this one, so we did 3, 4, 5, 6, and through the 3 makes 7. 1, 2, to the next stitch down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and the 1 in the end, which is your slip stitch. And we'll cut off your tail end, pull that through. And we're going to do the same as we did before, so pull this a little bit tighter, but not too tight, because obviously I say like you need to get your hook in. As it gets more, you may find that you just need to just wiggle these stitches just so that they fall in nice and flat. Hopefully you can see this because it's quite dark yarn. So we're going to, so this is my first yarn over, so that's 1, and we're going in between the, into the chain that we've already done. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. I've missed a stitch because that's going to get to 7 and it should be 8. Let's go back. 1. To that next stitch there it is, it's tight. There we go, that's the stitch I missed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. There's 8 of the yarn overs for this particular one, and you need to make 8 of these for your pattern. Don't worry if you've got your big holes in it. The more you practice, the better you get. And obviously I'm on video and I just had an accident. And the next size up, the biggest petal that we're going to do, has a chain of 14. So I'm going to leave my tail end nice and long for the middle bit, begin with the twist. So on this one, we're going to pinch on stitch number 9. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pinch, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So into here, so it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I want that to be, my yarns, I've lost my tension in my yarn. I'll try that one again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So remember, we've got a chain of 14, so we need to make 14 of these stitches in the end. And as you see, as I'm working, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see that what I'm doing is I'm pinching along my stitch as I'm working it to keep holding everything. That one's quite baggy if I'm being honest, but I'm going to keep on going. And you've got to keep your yarn quite, your tension quite tight to prevent that baggy stitch at the end. And it is one of those ones that the more you practice, the better you get. And this one does get wrinkly and wobbly, and you kind of think, uh-oh, have I done something wrong? In this one at certain points. Oh, I can't believe my yarn keeps getting tangled up there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I found when I first started learning how to do this stitch, I had to count it all the time to concentrate, to make sure that I knew what I was actually doing. And obviously, the more I've practiced, the better that I've got at doing this stitch. But, yep. And as you can see, you can see how I'm doing it. I'm moving along and pinching it all the way down to try and keep it to be the nicest, neatest stitch that I can actually make. Because when Well, as you've seen by my first attempt and my first flower, that was partly to do with sewing, though, to be fair, why that was so wobbly. Yep. But yeah, so you going to need to be able to make all of these pieces to be able to make the blanket that I'm working on. And I'm going to show you as well how things join together. Right, so let's just pause that a moment and see how many stitches have we got. Got to remember that's my tail end, that's that stitch there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nearly there, nearly there. So this will be stitch number 12. There. This is stitch number 13. And 14. And you do need to make sure that you've counted correctly, because if you want to make the Tudor roses, you've got to do a second round, and you do need to have your right stitches, otherwise your point will fall in the wrong place. Right, so now we're going to start working back down again. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 yarns over. It's all curly. We've got to try and make sure we're going to that stitch next to there. It's a bit tight, so there. So that was, what was it, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we yarn over for the 3. That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1. That should be good enough of a bit to sew in. Okay, so this one, like so I said, sometimes when you're doing these ones, your stitches will like overlap each other, and you need to straighten them out. Because I've let my hole get quite big, they've gone quite nice. Just pull the tail end tighter, not too tight. And same again, so you're going to put your hook in the middle, and you count in your yarn over, so that's 1. And then this next stitch is the tight stitch coming down. Once you've got past that one, it should be good. Oh my gosh, did you just hear my tummy rumble? 2. Oh dear me, I can't get in that stitch there neither. 3. As it gets easier, this one's become tough. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've definitely done it wrong because I've counted my stitches wrong, because they should be 10. Right, now I've worked in it, but I can see them better, so that's kind of handy. There. Right, so into that stitch there, which is still tight. Right, so I've done, that's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go, that's better. And pull that one through. There. And so that's going to sit like that, okay? So they're your sizes of your petals. Now you're going to need can't speak. You're going to need to make buttons. Oh, that's a point. Oh, no, I have brought my button. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the back button, because this one's got a bigger button at the front and a smaller, bigger one at the back and a smaller one at the front. So for this one, what I've been doing is I've been using, so magic circle and twist and do a chain 1, and then you're going to work, this is the stitch number 2, we're going to do 8 of these. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you slip stitch to join, and then you're going to do 2 stitches in each one around, so you've got 16. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 and 16, and you're going to slip stitch then back into that beginning one there, which makes you a lovely little circle there. Now I haven't actually got one already prepared, so I'm a bit gutted with myself for that, so you're just going to have to bear with me for this bit. Okay, so we need to move this tail end out of the way so I can show you, and actually I'm going to have to make the other piece of it because I haven't got that neither. Oh, honestly. Right, so we're just going to just move this tail along. So I'd just like to do 1, 2, 3 stitches just to move that along a little bit, and then we're going to move that stitch to there and then down into the middle bit because we need our tail ends to be together. So this piece, pull that bit tight. So this is your back piece of your button, and let's just make the front piece. Just quickly, I need to show you how to actually join the button together. I'm so sorry. I know I have actually showed it in my other videos, so you can see that, but for anybody that hasn't, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the small bit at the front there. We slip stitch to join. Oh, that was squeaky, wasn't it? Are we still here? Yep, still there, still going. Right, tail end. And same again with that one, just tuck it underneath these bits. And then this one, you're just weaving into that underneath there because you want it to be as close to the other one as possible, and you pull that tight. I'm not going to sew these other tail ends in because I've already got one I've already done. So what you're going to do is you're going to get these two, you're going to cross them over like that, and then cross them over again, and then you want to try and get these close together and pull your ends together. So it's going to cause you to have like a little wibbly wobbly button, and then you're going to sew your tail ends in, and your button should look something like this. So this is an odd looking button, but let me get the other pieces. So what I've done, oh, missed a step. I'm sorry, I have missed a step. I didn't show you about sewing your petals together, so let's just do that. I've got 2 petals there, tail end. Now obviously these tail ends should be sewn in, and I'm sorry I'm not going to do that bit as well. We're already... So what you're going to do with these ones, so these ones join from the front, okay? So imagine that one's sewn in. You're going to find your first stitch on the front, and you're going to work into there like that. Pinch those together, and you're going to go underneath your stitch, underneath. So you just literally, it's really easy sewing for the entirety of this pattern, if I'm being honest. And you're just going to come up 5 stitches. So if you come up 5 stitches on every single one of them, of your petals that you're doing, you know you're good to go. And then just come back down 2 or 3 stitches, just so that you've got somewhere to fasten off that tail end. Yep. So you join them together till you've got your 6, your 8 or your 10. And then, where is it? We have some yarn here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get your, you can do it different colour or the same. I'm doing mine same colour. So you begin with a twist, and you're going to use what technically is a double crochet in the UK, and join it on there. So you're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then you're going to get your first stitch. You're going to pull this tail end so you know where that stitch is, loop underneath there and pull that through. Yep. And then you're just going to just wiggle gently at those stitches to make it nice and neat. Tie a nice little knot. And then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going through your little gaps, pull those tail ends through. You're going to sew your tail end around that bit of a stitch and then work yourself down there to tidy that up, okay? Then when you've got all of your pieces, where are all of my pieces? Oh, I'm going to have to sew the end in for this one, otherwise I can't join it together. Right, let's just cut off that because I can't do that. I've got a hair there. Right. We've got to do this bit. So this is bit's done there. So we're just going to be coming around the stitch that we made. I like to do 2 just to try and be on the safe side. And then you're going to just come through your little chain and tuck your tail end in there. I think that should be enough. There we go. Like that. Right, now we have 1 flower and 1 button. Okay, so realistically it's easier to start with your biggest one because it just goes through dead easy. Yeah, but it's big when you've got the double at the back, it stops it from coming through there. And then you're going to add on your next piece like that, and then your final piece, because this has got the smallest hole, make sure you're going into the middle of your actual thing where you've worked, not one of your stitches accidentally. And there you go. Ta-da! We now have a pair. Okay, so that is how to make the alphabet flower. And if you want to go and watch the Tudor Rose, I'll just show you. So what you're going to do is you're going to end up adding around the edges of these to make these sorts of things, okay? And you'll have your petals and you'll do exactly the same thing. You'll have your little button through there. You'll have your button in the hole in the middle of there, which these can be a little bit tight, but you'll put them through like that. And yes, you need to wiggle your button afterwards. And then we're going to get this one here. So to make all of these pieces, in the video where I've done the smallish rows, it started off with a chain 8, and you do need to make them all. If you can't do all of these stitches, you're not going to be able to do the blanket that I'm going to be sharing shortly. There you go. So that's what it will look like when you make your Tudor Rose. And so this is the smallish rose, which is going to join on to the biggest. This is what this petal here with the extra round around it makes it go flat and turns into that. Okay, so I do believe I've told you everything. So yeah, so there we go. That's our alphabet flowers. So thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing, thank you for all the lovely comments that I do get. I do actually read them and try and reply to everybody, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.